You've probably heard of all sorts of recipes coming from Louisiana, like your étouffée or gumbo. I've heard of this recipe, rarely makes the news even though it's just as popular, called sauce piquant. This is a classic home-style Louisiana recipe which packs an amazing amount of Cajun flavor for how easy it is. While it's sometimes made with all sorts of game such as squirrel or even gator, today we're going to be using chicken. I'll start by listing off your ingredients that you'll need for this recipe. 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes, about a tablespoon of tomato paste, Louisiana hot sauce, either Crystal or Tabasco, some Worcestershire sauce, and 3 cups of chicken stock. Half a cup of all-purpose flour, Louisiana or Cajun seasoning, you can find in the grocery store as Tony's Chacheries, 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thighs, slice of bacon, salt, 1 red onion, about 4 cloves of garlic, a few sprigs of fresh thyme, 1 large or 2 small green bell peppers, about a cup of celery, and some optional green onion for garnish. Our first step is going to be taking our chicken thighs and dredging them in the Tony's Chacheries and flour mixture. The flour mixture we're dredging them in has been pre-seasoned. It's a half cup of flour and about a tablespoon of Tony's Chacheries. You're going to want to shake off the loose flour when dredging before you put them to the side. We're going to start by dicing our onion. Transfer our onion into a bowl. And then next up, we're going to be smashing our garlic. Maybe even a rough chop. We want big chunks of garlic in this. We're going to cut up our celery. Gonna cut our bell peppers. And thinly slice our green onion for garnish. Oil in our pan. Got a lot of oil. Now that our oil's hot, we're gonna start adding in our chicken. We're gonna be cooking this in at least 2 batches. Cook it for about 5 to 6 minutes or until it is nicely browned on each side. Once it's as brown as you want it on each side, we're going to pull it from the pan. Don't worry too much about it being fully cooked all the way through because it's going to be braised later. With the chicken removed, we're going to take our remaining flour, the half cup that we used for our dredge, and add it into the oil. Make sure to be good about scraping the bottom there to get that fonda. Good flavor for your roux, which we'll use to thicken the sauce. We're gonna keep this moving for about 5 minutes. You don't want your roux to burn, so you can't keep it still. We're looking for the color to change into a darker sort of peanut butter color, and then our roux will be at a good place. Here we are with the roux turning brown to the color we're going for. It's been about 3 minutes. We're just keeping it constantly moving on pretty medium heat. That nice dark sort of brown color. We've reduced the heat, so now we're gonna put in the vegetables into our roux. You don't want the roux burn still. About 5 minutes, we're gonna keep these moving, get them nice and softened before we go on to add our garlic and tomato paste. Then we'll be making our sauce. Now, this would not be a bad time to add in your pork product. We're using bacon, but you could use something like a smoked ham. When it's all been cooked down, your onions are starting to look partially translucent. We're gonna go add in our garlic. And we're also gonna want to fry up our tomato paste. About a tablespoon. We'll get that a little fried up, a little brown before it mixes in with everything. With that done and all mixed in there, we're gonna add in a couple splashes of chicken stock and really try and scrape down our sides, get that all off there. Then we're gonna add in the rest of our chicken stock. And our pan of crushed tomatoes. Mix that up. We're gonna add in about 2 tablespoons of our Worcestershire sauce. Then we're gonna come in with the chicken that we set to the side. Once all of our chicken is in, I'm gonna just give it a quick mix. Also our few sprigs of fresh thyme. Just throw them in. And then some of our Louisiana hot sauce. We're going crystal, just a few dashes of it. And now we went ahead and added some bay leaves, some dried thyme, a bit of garlic powder. We're gonna bring the heat up, and then once it comes to a simmer, or once it comes to almost a boil, we're gonna let it simmer for about 45 minutes. We'll remove these thyme stems later, along with the bay leaves, around the end of cooking. Now it's been simmering for about 45 minutes uncovered. It's starting to get nice and thick. So I went ahead and removed the thyme, the bay leaves, and the bit of bacon. So for serving suggestions, I would recommend putting this on white rice, and then as a side, you have a slice of garlic bread. Glad you all joined me for cooking this great recipe. I hope you learned a couple things from this, like dredging out chicken and making a roux Cajun style, along with learning how to cook up the holy trinity of all Louisiana dishes, and combining that into an easy to make, delicious recipe absolutely packed with flavor. Now let's dive in. As they say in Louisiana, laissez le bon temps rouler.